Right, so we're good. Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Our coverage of the Euros continues with an absolute belter. It's Spain versus Croatia, the first game in Group B. Should be a really interesting one. We've got Croatia who have quite a strong pedigree in international football in recent years. We've got Spain, who are obviously a very prestigious side throughout the years. This is set to be a really exciting game. I know we've had people in chat suggesting that Croatia are going to go all the way. I know Spain are, with a few bookies, some up there to win the tournament. So this should be a really interesting game. And of course, with Italy, Albania to come later, this is going to have a huge impact. If Spain can win today, they put themselves in the driving seat. And given they've got Italy to face, they need to get a win today. As for Croatia, well, it's going to be difficult to get out of this group. Spain and Italy, both really difficult sides. Albania are sure to offer a challenge as well. So I think this is by far the most difficult group to get out of. I think if you look at the others, maybe the France-Netherlands group, but then I think Poland and Austria are lower quality than Croatia especially, but even Albania provide a strong threat. So I think this group definitely the group of death. I think people have coined it, and quite correctly coining it as such. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game this evening. I think that for me, Spain are the favourites. I know a lot of people back in Croatia, but I'm still not sure whether Ante Budimir will be able to take his form from La Liga into the Euros this summer. And I think despite the fact you probably look at this Spain side and question where the goals are going to come from in recent years, Morata has always looked quite competent in these international tournaments. I think Lamine Yamal is going to turn up in a big way. A lot of people expecting things from him. Obviously, he is now the youngest player to ever play in the European Championships, as he will start this evening. Speaking of which, let's get into those starting lineups there. Now, of course, we are, Spain, the designated home side. We are in, where are we tonight? We're in Berlin, the Olympia Stadion in Berlin. And of course, Spain, the designated home team. So we'll start with them. It's a 4-3-3. Of course, it is for Spain. If you played anything else, that would be sacrilege and you would be sacked. In goal, Unai Simon, the Athletic Club goalkeeper. In the back four, Carvajal, Lenormand, Fernandez and Marc Cucurella, who I was very surprised to see included, but understandably so, a very good fullback. In the midfield three, it's Pedri, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz. And a front three of the teenage sensation Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams as well, another really exciting young player. And leading the line, the experienced veteran captain Alvaro Morata. But I do like this Spain team. It's a really nice mix of some experienced heads, like your Nacho Fernandez, like your Rodri to a certain extent, like your Carvajal, your Morata. And obviously some really exciting young players. Pedri, Yamal, Williams. We would have expected Gavi to be involved. Obviously, he's out injured. Fermin Lopez on the bench as well. Pau Kubasi, not called up for this tournament, but is in the conversation in the next few years. But there's a lot of young players coming through that Spain system. Let's have a look at the Croatia side. Then a lot of people wrongfully suggesting that Croatia's team are past their best. And while some of their players are older, they have also got some good young players coming through. So 4-3-3 for Croatia. In goal, hero of the World Cup, Dominik Livakovic, a absolute weapon at saving penalties. In the back four, Stanisic, Sudalo, Pongracic and Josko Gvardiol. It's quite interesting to see Gvardiol in that left-back role. Obviously, traditionally a centre-half, has mainly played there for Croatia, but given they don't really have many strong left-backs and they have got a number of centre-halves, Gvardiol playing the same role he does for Man City. In the midfield three, it's Kovacic, Brozovic and captain Modric. Those three players have over 700 international appearances between them. I mean, that is a frankly absurd number. They are fantastic footballers. And then a front three of Maya, Budimir and Andrej Kramaric. I think, again, we question where the goals are going to come from here. Can Budimir step up? Can Lovren Maya have a really sensational tournament? Can Andrej Kramaric step up? They're the type of players you're going to have to rely upon here. And the big question is, can you rely upon those type of players? Because they're not world-class players. They're somewhat reliable footballers, but they're not some of the best in the world. So I do think there are some understandable question marks there. Harry saying, either way, expecting goals after the first two games of this tournament. Yeah, we have been tracked to two crackers. Obviously, last night, Germany 5, Scotland 1. A really impressive showing from Germany. So they opened up their home tournament in style. And then earlier today, obviously, Hungary losing 3-1 to Switzerland. That was a big shock. I didn't expect Switzerland to score 3 goals in the whole tournament, let alone in one game. So that was a big surprise. And it does now pose huge questions as to who's going to progress out of that group. So Yeah, that should be really interesting. Harry saying midfield is freakishly good. That's always been the strong praise of Croatia, isn't it? That midfield three. It's so balanced as well. You've got Brozovic, who, despite the fact he now plays his trade out in Saudi Arabia, he's still a dependable footballer. You've got Mateo Kovacic, of course, plays for Manchester City and is a bit of a, I don't know how you describe his role, a bit of a box-to-box, bit of a workhorse. He's quite good in that, just at breaking up challenges, at just recycling the ball. Then obviously Luka Modric, who is a phenomenal playmaker. He's the kind of guy who can create a chance out of absolutely nothing. And that's what Croatia are going to need, because I look at the wide players, I don't really see many chances coming from them. Maybe Lovro Majer, but certainly not Andre Kramaric. I look at the fullbacks, and we might see a little bit from Stanisic. Vardiol, though, isn't the best creative player. So I do think a lot of it's going to have to come through Modric, maybe a little bit of Kovacic as well, to create those chances, and then it relies on that front three to put them away. A front three who don't have a lot of goal-scoring pedigree behind them, but Ante Budimir's had a really strong season in La Liga. We've seen Andre Kramaric play really well in a slightly different role this season for Hoffenheim, so you never know, maybe we'll see them show up for this tournament. But yeah, should be an interesting game. 30 votes so far in the poll in chat, 33% apiece. So very much a split poll at the moment. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that this game really could go anyway. We could see a draw, we could see a win for either side. I think that a draw is quite suitable to both these teams. Obviously, that would then leave them in a position that they've just got to beat Albania, which for those two teams you would expect, and then they would be through, regardless of the Italy result. So a draw would suit both teams. Obviously, they'd love to come away with a win today. If Spain go on to win here, then, a win against Albania, they're already on 6 points and they're through. So they don't really, that would put them in a really good position. If Croatia win here, likewise, a win against Albania, if they nick something against Italy, they could top this group. That's a really favourable progression into the next round, and it would put them in a great position. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. This game will mean a lot for the group. That is the case in tournament football. You can't afford to be poor in any game. There's only 3 matches. They all mean everything. So I think that's why tournament football is so exciting, because it is so high stakes. And, especially when you get a group like this, when you've got 3 behemoths of recent international football in Spain, Croatia and Italy. And in the past, I guess, in the case of Spain and Italy, you've got 3 teams there who would all be expecting to get far in this tournament. Of course, they all can progress, but you never know. Can Albania provide an upset? That will be very interesting to see later on this evening. But for now, Spain versus Croatia. A few minutes now till kick-off. They've got the nice pitch tifos lined up as the players set to make their way out of the tunnel. But yeah, got a few minutes till kick-off. We'll get into predictions in just a moment. But yeah, I think tonight's game will be really interesting. I'm also very intrigued to see how the two sides match up and line up themselves tactically. I think that there could be a little bit of a clash this evening. Spain are going to play very heavily possession-based football. Croatia are going to likely try and do the same. You look at that midfield 3, that's quite indicative of a side they're going to play possession-based football. You don't play gegenpress with Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic. So I think it will be interesting how those two clashed. Obviously, identical formations. It tends to be quite not a dull game, but because they're matched everywhere on the field, it's quite difficult to break through. So it's going to be really interesting to see whether that occurs. Hopefully not, because we've seen 2 great games to start this tournament. Hopefully we continue that trend here. And I think this has the potential to be a really exciting game. But I do worry it might just come down to individual quality. In which case, Spain should win it, because in attacking areas, players like Lamine Yamal are going to flourish. Players like Nico Williams are going to put on a show. So I think that could be an interesting thing to look out for in today's game, whether they are going to have to rely too heavily on individuals. But yeah, should be very interesting. In fact, I think quite weirdly, all the teams in this group play the same formation. Or at least I definitely know that Spain, Italy and Croatia do. So, unless obviously Italy now have changed into that 3-4... Is it 3-4-3? 3-5-2? After a few injuries. So, but yeah, this should be a really, really exciting game. Harry going 2-2. Can't split the two sides with plenty of goals. I'd absolutely love to see it. For me, it's going to be a little more standard. I'm going to go Spain 3, Croatia 0. I mean, it's a bold prediction, but I think Spain are strong favourites here. You know, I like Croatia, but I just can't see past this Spain side. I think Lamine Yamal will score. There's so much hype around him for him not to perform today. I think that Alvaro Morata will be on the score sheet as well, the captain. And I will say Fermin Lopez from the bench. That'll be my 3-0 prediction. But yeah, admittedly, it's a very bold prediction. But got to go bold. I went safe. Well, I thought I went safe earlier with a 2-0 Hungary, and that didn't come off. So got to go bold now. But yeah, chat, 50% favour with Croatia. Fair enough. I think that's understandable. Either side could definitely come away with a win today. And, well, I haven't really got a horse in the race. I'm just very excited to watch what should be a very good game of football. And yeah, national anthems ongoing now. Starting with Croatia's. Not familiar with the Croatian national anthem. To be fair, most of my national anthem knowledge comes from Formula 1. And they haven't had a track or a driver in ever, I don't think. So yeah, obviously Croatia, a country of very small population compared to their success on the European stage and on the world stage, actually, at the last two World Cups. Finalists in 2018. They got to the semi-finals in 2022. So yeah, a lot of recent pedigree on the international stage. And they'll be hoping to keep that up going into this tournament. Whether or not that will come to fruition remains to be seen, though. Because it is going to be, I think, a very difficult start here, at least for Croatia. Spain is a very tough opposition. They play Italy in the groups as well. And Albania certainly aren't going to roll over for anyone. So it could be very difficult for them to get going. It'll be interesting. Zlatko Dalic as well. It's quite an interesting one, obviously. You've got Zlatko Dalic and you've got Luis de la Fuente. Two managers who aren't, I don't know, that they don't hold huge weight behind their names, do they? They're not managers who, you know, you look at Spain's recent managers. Now, I'm not saying De La Fuente is an awful manager, but you look at managers like Luis Enrique, who have a lot more prestige behind their name. And then you look at De La Fuente and you think, well, is that a bit of a downgrade? But we'll see. I think Spain still play really good football. Whether or not that will continue remains to be seen. But also, interesting is there Marc Cucurella not joining in with the Spanish national anthem. In fact, none of the Spanish players are. So that's something. I'm guessing that's a protest against the government. I assumed it was, they planned only to Cucurella to start. And I assumed that was some sort of Catalonia thing. But no, none of the Spanish players engaging in the anthems then. So that is interesting, to say the least. No idea what's happening there. I imagine it's a political thing. But yeah, anthem's over. Awkward political messages over. We can now get into the football. But yeah, Spain versus Croatia. A minute away from kickoff now. I hope we're in for a good game. Harry got treated to a very nice game this morning. Not really this morning, but this afternoon. I would like a similarly good game, please. Spain and Croatia, they're two very strong sides. There's a lot of expectation behind this game. Hopefully it comes to fruition. But yeah. It is always the games that build up the most, isn't it? That don't provide the action. You know, a lot of people would have skipped Hungary, Switzerland because they're two sides where you think, it's going to be 1-1. Don't really know many of the players. To the average fan, of course. Don't really know any of the players. Don't really want to watch it. But it was an incredible game of football. And then these kind of games, Spain-Croatia, where they're built up so much, are the games that then tend to fall flat on their face because they are two good sides who are going to know how to defend quite well. And to be fair, I don't think either of these sides are particularly high-scoring teams. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Maybe just don't know the words. That could explain it, Harry. I feel like Gary's taking over Harry's account here. That was a Gary-type joke. But yeah. Maybe the Spanish national team didn't know the words to the anthem. That would be quite something. But yeah, strong bench as well, of course, for Spain. It's interesting to see players like Alejandro Grimaldo, Mikel Oyarzabal not even able to get into this side. I was very intrigued as well to see Ayoze Perez, obviously, amongst the substitutes, a former Leicester and Newcastle player. Never played for Spain while with those two teams, but has sort of reborn his career while playing for Real Betis, I believe. So yeah, really impressive stuff to get back in the national side. And of course, Croatia, an equally strong bench in parts. Ivan Perisic, Nikola Vlasic, Petkovic, Ivanusic, Sosa, Pasalic, Juranovic, Baturina. It's really exciting. I can never replace Gary. That's very true, Harry. So hopefully Gary shows up soon. We need some Gary Weissman jokes in the chat, but yeah. This does feel to me like this should be the 8 o'clock as well. Just my thoughts. It doesn't feel like a 5 o'clock game. A night game would have really suited this. But, yeah. UEFA, sort your scheduling out. Anyway, we are about to get underway here for Spain versus Croatia. And I've realised I've got to do the graphics. To be fair, not that much to do anymore. But yeah, Spain versus Croatia about to get underway. It'll be Croatia to get us started. I think it was Michael Oliver, the referee, as well, which is always interesting to see. And now he blows whistle, and we're underway. Spain versus Croatia here in Berlin. Who will come out on top and kick off Group B in style? But yeah, this game is so important for the group stage. If Spain can come out on top, that'll put them in the driving seat. If Croatia did, then maybe we're looking at this completely the wrong way. Maybe Croatia should be the favourites to go through. And obviously with how it works later in the tournament, if you're top seed, you're going to have a nice round of 16 tie, at least in theory. And to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this group come down to goal difference. This could easily be Spain, Croatia, Italy in some order, all on 6 points. So will be very interesting to see. Spain in possession now, Nacho Fernandez. Good team in the side, deserved after what has been a really strong campaign with Real Madrid. And he now has the ball again. Happy to hold on to it. Now ball to Marc Cucurella is going to bring that forwards. Morata into Pedri. Lovely exchange of passes. Now Dani Carvajal knocks it wide, and it's the first chance for Lamine Yamal to impress. Falls back to Dani Carvajal. Here's Nacho. Now Lenormand. I was very surprised to see this backline though, because I think, Laporte, I know he plays in Saudi Arabia again, but you would have expected to see him this evening. Or Inigo Martinez, another option. Carvajal. Now Pedri. Knocks it to the left-hand side, and Spain can try and bring it forwards now. Ball fed through, but that's a really important challenge from Sutalo. One back by Williams, and they'll look to come forwards here. But again, another important challenge from Pangracic. Is it Pongracic? Yeah, Pongracic. Really coming across really well there. Alex says, winner here is favourite to go through no matter what. Well, especially if Italy don't beat Albania later. Definitely. But I still think this group will go down to the last day. I can't see anyone waltzing it. Lenormand. Looks to release it in behind. And this is a chance for Morata, but he's quick off his line there. Dominik Livakovic. No issue coming and claiming that. Yeah, this game's slow to get started. 2.5 minutes. It's been quite a calm tempo so far. Pongracic sending it up in the air. Budimir flicks it on well. Maya tries to get it under his control, and he shifts it to where Kramaric should be. Maya brought down the process, and that will be a Croatia free kick. Very narrow front three for Croatia. You've got Kramaric, who is predominantly a striker or naturally a striker. You've got Lovren Maya, who's more of an attacking midfielder. So we are going to see them come really tight to link up. At least at times, because here we see Lovren Maya out in a really wide area. Sutalo. Now back with Livakovic, Pongracic. Dummies a pass to Gvardiol, but now goes to Sutalo. Will be nervy, as Harry says. Neither side wants to concede early. Very true. And given the strength of the opposition, given the strength of both teams, this is going to be an evenly matched game, you'd imagine. Lovely switch of the play there. Gvardiol putting the pressure on, but it is headed home by Dani Carvajal. Cucurella Played it down the line. Fabian now. Carrying it forwards. Looking for options. And that's a lovely switch of the play. Lamine Yamal one-on-one against Vardiol. Can he make something happen? Ball in, but it's blocked. Pedri keeps it alive. Shifts it to Fabian, who tries to play it back through, but Pedri unaware of it. And it goes through to Livakovic. Good start, though, for Spain. That was a big opportunity. Pedri got to be alert to that ball coming through. I mean, Fabian did try and play it through a congested area, but the ball did get there. So the right decision, ultimately. Good win in there from Carvajal. Drops now for Rodri. Rodri's the player, I think, in this game that also makes a key difference. You look at those attacking players now, Spain are more likely to find goals, but Rodri's someone who will provide such defensive cover that even if Croatia can spring on the counter, you're very unlikely to get past Rodri, even if you've got past the rest of the team. Cucurella. Now Rodri. Lenormand. Lamine Yamal. Looking to create something here. Now goes back to Carvajal, and this will be put into the box. It's an awful ball, though. Don't know why he's opted for the ground there. I guess that Spain just don't really have much height. But you've got Alvaro Morata in there. That's what you've got to be aiming for with your crosses. But he goes along the ground, and it doesn't come off. But yeah. Thanks to everyone that's tuning in, by the way. If you want to get involved in the live chat, don't hesitate to do so. Please feel free to say hi, give your thoughts on the game, and I'll make sure to read out your comments. So yeah, feel free to get involved. Fabian lifting it in behind. Nico Williams will attack the space. Soutalo comes across well. Williams, he looked to draw the foul there, but I think Soutalo was on the right side of the line there with that challenge. It's the right sort of idea there, that ball in behind to Williams. We know its blistering pace can be an issue. Soutalo used his body well there, though. I mean, I'm sure Spain fans will be claiming that's a foul, but I don't see it personally. Livakovic now with a goal kick. They're going to play short, and this is an interesting indication of how Croatia are going to try and play at this tournament, but if they keep doing that, they're going to struggle because they've lost the ball. Yamal to Morata, strikes it well, but it's a comfortable save for Livakovic. Spain just couldn't make the most of that chance. Croatia played it out as a little bit sloppy. Spain sprung onto it. Morata struck that low and hard, but Livakovic more than a match to it. Harry says, intrigued to see what Yamal can do at this tournament. Yeah, indeed. There's a lot of hype around him, and understandably so. It's very rare you see 16-year-olds come onto the scene and play like he has, play with such maturity and confidence. But yeah, he's a very talented player. That's why he's here at the Euros. It definitely feels like he's either going to fail, but you know, that's understandable. He's 16 years old, or he's going to have a real breakout tournament. And I know obviously breakout feels weird in the sense because he is already, you know, well known, very high reputation, but breakout in the sense that people start to accept that actually he is, regardless of age, he is just a fantastic footballer already. Morata trying to exchange a pass with Ruiz there, but Soutalo had his number for now. Lovramaya forced into a mistake there, though, and that will be a Spain throw. Croatia just haven't been able to get out so far. They're trying to play it out from the back, but Spain's press is keeping them penned in at the moment. And then when Spain get the ball, they are able to hold on to it for a while. Carvajal. Yamal. Trying to make something happen. Finds Rodri. Now Fabian. Ball played wide as Nico Williams will look to cause some trouble here. Up against Lovramaya. He's forced back. Fabian, Rodri. Here is Nacho. Strong opening though here for Spain. They look really comfortable. I think that'll be my greatest compliment to them so far. They've not been very penetrative, and I think that is something we've seen from Spain throughout history, not just a recent thing. But I think especially, you know, that's what Yamal will bring. If Yamal can bring that, that changes Spain for me. Because for so long, they've not been able to break through that last line. They've always had such a strong midfield. And obviously that comes through how they want to play the game. But they've never been able to be a high-scoring team. Even when they won, the Euros, World Cup Euros, and were completely dominant, they weren't the most penetrative team. And I think they've always lacked a truly world-class attacker. Now, Lamine Yamal's going to change that, you'd think. And if he doesn't, Nico Williams is certainly. Both those players, such exciting talents. And that could change things for Spain, I think. But yeah, Morata draws the foul there of Soutalo. They both sort of swung at it. They both missed the ball, but Soutalo caught Morata. So that will be a free kick. A good area for this for Spain as well. Very dangerous area. And it's Williams and I can't quite make out who the other player was behind that, but they have got aerial threat here. It is Lamine Yamal, I think, behind it. As the other option, it is indeed. Will it be Williams? Will it be Yamal? And will they shoot or will they cross it? They are the big questions. Williams lifts it into the box, but nobody runs onto it. I don't think the players in the box were aware he was going to do that, because nobody seemed to make the right sort of run. Lenormand came across and nobody else ran forwards. So, yeah, it doesn't work if you're going to dink the ball in and nobody moves. And Luis de la Fuente, quick to come to the sideline and berate his players for that missed opportunity. Livakovic is going to send that ball long, and Cucurella unable to offer much of a challenge in the air to Budimir. And that can allow Croatia to create something here, but it's quick. It's good there from Cucurella to recover and jump onto Luka Modric. Got to use Morata, says Harry. Big danger. Certainly is. Someone who is not only quite an elite finisher, but he's also quite agile for his height. But he also has height. So if they do get stuck playing possession, you've got an outlet there. And I think that's what Croatia have as well in Ante Budimir. He might not be the tallest, but he's a physical guy. Yeah, he is quite physically imposing anyway. Cucurella. To be fair, I think he might be quite tall. Looking at him earlier, I didn't think he was, but now looking at him charging after Lenormand, maybe he is a bit taller. Fabian, lovely ball in behind. Williams is not going to get there though. Livakovic will see that out for a goal kick. You can see what Spain are trying to do though. They've got midfield players like Pedri and Fabian who are capable of finding those balls in behind. They can execute one to Yamal. If they can execute it to Nico Williams, they're going to score. Or they're going to get into good positions at least. Because that's what they look to do. Find those players out in wide areas. Once you've got them past the fullback, that's very dangerous. Chance here for Pedri. Again, Croatia getting caught, trying to build out from the back. You've got to think first 10 minutes you play it smarter than this. I like Croatia's commitment to playing the right type of football and an attractive brand of football, but first 10 minutes of the tournament, they've been quite fortunate not to get caught out because they have been a bit sloppy building out from the back. Modric, Maya knocks it inside. A nice exchange with Andre Kramaric now, as they look to change the focal point of this attack. Again, though, relentless pressing from Pedri in there, and it forces them back. Spain are going to be knackered by half-time, but that's exactly what Luis de la Fuente wants to see from his side. A side who will constantly give it all to go and chase after that ball, to go and put pressure on those Croatia players. The more time you give players like Modric, like Kovacic, even Marcelo Brozovic, the more time they're going to have to pick out players like Maya and Kramaric, to pick out Ante Budimir in behind, and the more time they're going to have to score goals. So that instant press, that giving them no time on the ball, it's so smart. It allows the creative players no chance to do anything. And you see every time Croatia try and play a forward pass, it ends up having to get recycled, even if they do pull it off. But they are coming forwards now. Lovro Maya plays it inside. Kramaric has found a pocket and he's going to look to execute a ball to Gvardiol. He brings that down well, but Carvajal's on him like a rash. And well, that's well dealt with. Spain goal kick. Just knocking it into the defender there. Really smart stuff from Carvajal. You'd expect nothing else from a player of his quality. Harry saying Spain wanting to match the marker set by Germany. The thing is, there's very different, isn't it? Because if Spain opened up against Albania here and go and stick 5 past them, then we'd be saying the same things that we are about Germany. We'd be saying, yo, are they favourites? Are they going to go all the way this year? You know, they've got some great attacking players. But they play against a Croatia side who are very good, and they've given away the ball here, Croatia, but there is an offside in there apparently. Oh no, a push, sorry, from Williams. That was dubious. Yeah, he nudged Pongracic. That sent him into the ball. And it went spewing off to Yamal, and it looked like Spain had a huge advantage. Good call from Oliver, though. 14 votes in the polling chat, by the way. 64% of you think that Spain are going to win. 29% back in Croatia. Just 7% think this game will be a draw. Lamine Yamal is in now, up against Pongracic. Can he get a shot away? He can't. Yamal caught in two minds there whether to go left or right, and ultimately making the wrong decision. He hesitated too long. Pongracic stepped in, and, well, unlucky there. He did actually get a shot away. Yamal, it was just a very tame effort. Something we don't expect from Lamine Yamal. But yeah, quarter of an hour gone, or almost. I think Croatia will be happy with the position they're in, because they easily could have conceded so far. I think Spain will be frustrated they've not capitalised on Croatia's slow start, if I'm honest. And Budimir using his physicality well, and he holds it up, and then he tries to release Kramaric in behind, but that ball's overhit, and Unai Simon can come and nod it out of play. That's the other big call, of course, for Spain as well. Unai Simon over David Raya. Raya having a phenomenal season with Arsenal, the top for clean sheets in the Premier League. But Unai Simon has been the number one for Spain for a couple of years now, and, well, he's retained that place for now. How sustainable that will be with Raya, if Raya can maintain the current level of performance, well, that remains to be seen, but until Unai Simon puts a foot wrong, it would be hard to justify replacing him. Sutalo. Now it's out wide with Josip Stanisic. Here's Brozovic. It's quite interesting to see Brozovic obviously dropping into that back three at times. Kramaric coming quite narrow. Stanisic and Gvardiol making the width. It's almost a 3-4-1-2 or 3-3-2-2. Here is Marcelo Brozovic. Maya, Stanisic, back to Lovre Maya. Nice football. Brozovic making the run beyond. Maya caught in two minds, and he's fouled there by Marc Cucurella as he rushed to get back in. Yeah, this is clumsy from Marc Cucurella. Not really necessary either. And now Croatia have a free kick in a really good area. That was avoidable. Or at least it felt that way. A clumsy foul and a free kick, as I say, in a really good area here. They've got players who can deliver a great ball. Lovre Maya over this. Luka Modric, you would expect, though, will take it. And they've got height. If they can find Ante Budimir, if they can find Josko Gvardiol, if they can find Pongracic, even Stanisic, they're all great heads of the ball. This could be a really threatening opportunity for Croatia. Once Oliver is content, it'll be Lovre Maya. He dummies it. Now Modric. Now Maya does finally put the ball in. It's headed away by Morata. After three dummies, you want to see a better ball than that, if I'm honest. Massively underwhelmed. Got to do better. But yeah, that was a poor ball in. I'm baffled as to why they would let Maya take that over Modric. And ultimately it didn't work. Kovacic. Here is Brozovic. Plays it to Stanisic, and he just about keeps that in touch. Apparently not. Looked like he had, but Oliver decides otherwise. Harry says Cucurella could be a liability playing as an actual fullback. Definitely so. I think that will be a very intriguing thing to see. But equally, your other options are Grimaldo, who's played pretty much as a winger all season. You look at the way Leverkusen play, he's not a fullback. So you have the same issue there. And what, Jose Gaya? Maybe he would have been the preferred option for this, to be fair. Carvalho. Lamine Yamal tries to take on Gvardiol. I think the issue for Yamal tonight is he's up against a really, really good defender. Gvardiol is not a fullback. He's a centre-half, and therefore he's really good defending man-to-man. Standing up his ground. His body shape is phenomenal. He's obviously a massive physical presence as well. But he's also quick. So there's not really any way you beat him. There's a reason Man City paid 70, 80 million to get him. He is very good. Here's Pongracic under pressure, but he runs through it. Fair enough. Not what I expected to see. But yeah, was caught by Morata, who wasn't happy that Pongracic darted past him. And that will be a free kick for Croatia. But it's interesting there. Croatia didn't really use that advantage. They stopped and waited for the free kick. I think they're quite happy just to, rather than actually trying to create stuff of their own, just disrupt Spain a bit. Just slow that game down. And dictate the tempo a little more. Lenormand, that is a wild clearance. And out for a Croatia throw. Vardiol. Here is Kramaric. Nice switch of the play, and it's headed on well by Lovromaya. Will be kept alive by Stanisic, who has no option up the line to go back to Maya. Sutalo. Back to Livakovic. And he'll lift that ball out wide. Brought down well by Josip Stanisic. Vardiol. Here's Kovacic. Brozovic, now Stanisic. Stanisic, of course, one of a number of players coming into this tournament off the back of an unbeaten Bundesliga campaign with Bayer Leverkusen. Unsurprisingly, a lot of them featuring in this tournament. Handful at Germany. Spain could have had one, but they have benched him. Kovacic. Here now is Sutalo. Manages to pick out Kramaric, who'll play it in behind, and Budimir was in, but it's quick from Simon off his line to claim that one. The problem is, both sides are trying to play balls in behind, but because they're so high, they're always going to run through to the goalkeeper. We've seen it at the other end, where they're trying to execute those balls in behind to Williams and to Yamal, but you've got to do it earlier, because if not, the goalkeeper's always going to get there. The modern goalkeeper pretty much plays on the edge of the penalty area. So to execute something like that, you've got to be doing it deeper. Vardiol. A pass to Sutalo, who carries it out of defence confidently. Now goes back to Pongracic. Vardiol. Plays it inside. Lovely lifted pass out wide to Josip Stanisic. Loops it in there onto Budimir, and he makes a good contact with that, but it's nowhere near the goal. Did well, actually, to dart in front of Lenormand and make contact with it, but, yeah, nowhere near the target in the end. You can see what they're trying to do in there. Budimir, clearly comfortable heading a ball. And, well, he got that one wrong, but he might not be so unfortunate the next time that happens. Spain have got to be wary of that. Lenormand's a good defender, but he's not going to match up physically with Ante Budimir. So Spain building out from the back now. Cucurella. And it gets caught in the legs there of the defender. And that is out though for a Spain goal kick. It was Nacho. It got caught in his feet. Croatia put the pressure on. He managed to clear it into a Croatia player. But yeah, I think Croatia will be the happier of the two sides so far. Because Spain have had more of the ball but have done nothing with it. So I don't really see any complaints for Croatia. I mean, they'd be wanting to try and form an attack of their own, but ultimately, I think they'll be very happy with what they've done so far. Williams across to Yamal, but there's an earlier offside call in there. And I think Spain are feeling a little frustrated because those final balls just aren't quite coming off at the moment. And well, Spain followed a free kick initially after Morata got fouled, but that was after an offside, so it counts for nothing. And Pedri quick to press Croatia after that free kick. Pongracic goes back to Livakovic. Well, it's a bit of a messy pass, but they do get away with it. Pressured right into this corner, but they've played out. And then Spain do knock the ball out of place as a Croatia throw. But yeah. To be fair, I think this first 23 minutes is pretty much what we'd expect. Neither side really able to get much going because the other team is so strong. Cucurella just really well to win the header in there, but that drops for Sutalo, who apparently is one of the best defenders in the world at carrying the ball out. He's done that loads today. Cucurella tries to lift that towards Nico Williams, and he'll put pressure on Lovramaya, but Maya able to hold on to it, and now Croatia will recycle it once more. Kovacic. Sutalo sends it home. Now a long ball, and Budimir, of course, wins the header. But it is deemed a foul. He was a little over-aggressive there as he caught Lenormand. I mean, that poor bloke has got one hell of a job on his hands tonight. Because every single time that ball's in the air, he's challenging Ante Budimir. And that is not a job I would be jealous of doing. An absolute unit leading the line for Croatia. Spain throw in now as they look to try and make something happen. Cucurella. Here's Morata, and he doesn't have that same physical presence, does he? He holds it up all right there, but his pass isn't great. Livakovic hoofs it up in the air. Cucurella chests that down, but not convincingly. It drops into a congested midfield. The ball's won now by Morata. Fabian. Madge is just about to move that out wide. Williams waits for the overlap of Cucurella. Now he'll try and loop a ball into the box. It's going to fall for Yamal, who tries to keep it in play, but his touch takes it off. Unable to make any meaningful contact behind that. But yeah, that was a clean one. Morata won the ball back. Modric tried too much in there. So Livakovic will send it long, and Ante Budimir wins it, but it's going to fall for Lenormand. Quite interestingly, what Croatia are doing at goal kicks is they're putting Budimir out wide, which is really smart because you're matching him up against a fullback, and about 90% of the time he's going to be, well, 100% of the time he should beat Cucurella in the air. So it's almost a guaranteed win. Well, it does open up questions as to, how does Spain go about dealing with that? Do they go and throw on a centre-half at left-back? Because I don't think you lose too much attacking threat, and you would just nullify that goal kick threat posed by Croatia. Equally, unless you've got a 6'4" Croatian sat on the bench for Spain, I don't think you're going to beat Ante Budimir. Lovramaya. Forced back to Sutalo, who's under pressure, but he so calmly plays out of that. Croatia, a really good possession side. Really, really good. They look comfortable. And again, I think that's, such strong praise because Spain have pressed them really hard. And yet, Croatia, they haven't shown any sign of wilting so far. Vardiol. Well, and adding to that, arguably one of their better players, and someone who plays in the most possession-based system at Man City, and Josko Vardiol, not really involved for Croatia. I don't have the stats to hand, but I would assume he is the player with the least touches, based on what I've seen so far. Definitely the outfield player with the least touches. He's just not really got on the ball. A lot of their play has come down the right-hand side, because Kramaric comes inside, and obviously Maya sticks really wide. They don't have an option out on the left-hand side. That is Josko Vardiol getting high. So then when Stanisic and Maya are both coming down that right-hand side, but the ball's through. Morata's in. There's a chance for Spain. Morata, and it's home. Spain have not had a clear-cut opportunity. They finally do, and it's 1-0. Alvaro Morata tucks that home wonderfully. They slide it through Croatia's defence. Morata bursts through and slots it home. Spain 1, Croatia 0. Good start for the Spaniards. Have struggled to break down Croatia, but they sent a ball long, and quickly Spain turned from back to front. This is a really good ball through from Fabian Ruiz. A well-judged run from Alvaro Morata. And he's tucked it home nicely. And this is where we spoke about Spain All their goals are going to have to come through that man. Morata does turn up on the international stage, though. He judged it well. The offside, we know he's prone to being called offside, but he judged the timing well and slotted it home. Really good finish from Morata. Spain 1, Croatia 0. So we have a breakthrough. I was starting to worry it might never happen. That is not the right button. There we go. But yeah, really composed finish from Morata. And that gives Spain the breakthrough. And now for Croatia, it's about how do they respond to that? Can they come and find a goal? Can they come out of their shell a little bit more? Because they have been a bit reserved so far. And actually there, they went for the game a little bit. They went for that long ball and they lost out. The ball dropped down. Spain played back to front really quickly and got a ball through the middle. But now Kovacic coming towards goal, takes aim, and it's a bit of a scuff shot, but it does make Simon dive for it. And Croatia clearly showing an attacking intent. That's probably the last person you want driving through the team, though. Mateo Kovacic just never looked comfortable coming up to that one. And his strike took a few deflections in there, but it found its way into the gloves of Unai Simon eventually. Harry says, whether there's an early storm there, Croatia doing what they do best. Very well worked goal indeed. Lovely ball through from Fabian. Well composed finish from Alvaro Morata. But yeah. Good stuff so far from Spain. They've not really put a foot wrong. Other than losing an aerial challenge with Ante Budimir, which is expected, they've not really done anything wrong. So yeah. Here's Morata. Holds it up well, trying to execute a pass to a teammate, but it doesn't come off. Now Cucurella. Pedri. Fabian, and that's a long ball, looking for Lamine Yamal. He's going to beat Livakovic to it. Livakovic doesn't even come out. He realised he was second best to that race. Vardiol comes across to deal with him. Lamine Yamal, lovely footwork, tries to pass it across, but it's too late. Croatia have got numbers back in. Up against Brozovic now. Yamal. Execute a pass to Pedri. Pedri to Fabian. Cuts onto his right. He's going for a dribble here. Fabian! Wonderfully goal. Wonderfully well taken goal. Spain 2, Croatia 0. He created the first. He provides the second. Weaved for opposition players and emphatically struck it. Spain 2, Croatia 0. How quickly we've gone from 0-0 to 2-0. Really good stuff from Spain. And Fabian, a player who we weren't even sure was going to play this tournament. It would have likely been Gavi if he wasn't injured. I thought it would be Dani Olmo in the absence of Gavi. But rifled home, really, from Fabian Ruiz. This is a fantastic little ad hoc dribble. He gets it from Pedri. And then he just weaves in and out of players before just smashing it home. It falls on his weaker foot, but he just thumps it past Livakovic. Not a lot Croatia could have done about that, or the Croatian goalkeeper could have done about that. Went through the legs of Sutalo as well. He'll be disappointed about that. But yeah, as quickly as they found a first, they've got another. Spain 2, Croatia 0. And I said immediately after the goal, how will Croatia respond? Well, that's not how they would have wanted to respond. In fact, that is the exact opposite of how they would have wanted to respond. And now Spain in a really strong position to start this group. But Croatia coming forward confidently here. Vardiol brings it forward. Here's Kramaric. Can he open up his body for a shot? Falls for a chance. Meyer into the side netting. Big chance for Croatia. Goes begging. And it was Brozovic who had that initial shot. Saved by Simon. It spilt out to him after Kramaric couldn't get his body shape right. It's a really well-placed effort from Brozovic. Unai Simon got down to it well, and Lovren Meyer just lacked composure there as he smashed it into the side netting. Croatia looked to try and instantly respond there, and it almost worked out for them. This game's very end-to-end. Again, we thought might be a little bit slow, might be a little bit cagey. It's been endless action. Both sides are really up for this. But especially Spain, they lead 2-0. Pedri. Now Lamine Yamal, and that is dealt with by Gvardiol. And what, the Spanish fans ecstatic in the crowd. Morata, Pedri, brought down there by Kovacic, and that will be a Spain free kick. But yeah, you can sense Croatia's frustration there as Kovacic, for no real reason, just barrels through the back of Pedri there. Rodri, Nacho. Plays the ball in behind, and now Nico Williams going after it. And that comes off Sutalo, and that will be a Spain corner. They're all over him here, Spain. They just keep generating chances. And as I say, now a big opportunity from this corner. Well, last 5 for Spain. Exactly right, Harry. And TFC Catering enjoying the Spanish performance as well. But yeah, as I say, if you are in chat, if you're watching along, get involved in the live chat. Feel free to say hi. Ball in, and Lenormand heads it down. It looked like he headed it into a Croatia player there, but the ref not interested in his protests. Vardiol, Pongracic. Here is Levakovic, just lifting that ball wide, and that is going to go out of play for a Spain throw. And Morata feeling some discomfort here. He challenged Levakovic, and Levakovic just seemed to catch him on the follow through there. Cucurella, Pedri. Carvajal finds Pedri. Tries to shift it to Rodri. Now Carvajal again. Pedri twisting and turning. Manages to get it to Rodri. Yamal. Spain forced back here. Here's Nacho. And he's done really well to drive through traffic. Morata, Cucurella. And that is, well, there was a penalty call in there, but waved away by Michael Oliver. And well, the smirk from Cucurella says it all. He tried to dart inside there and threw himself on the floor. But yeah, definitely not a penalty. A very aggressive swipe of the arms from Michael Oliver. But yeah, just watching that replay now of Fabian Ruiz's goal. Weaved through play as well. And struck it even better. And that gave Spain a cushion. A cushion that could prove pivotal. We know Croatia are going to pose some sort of threat today. Or at least we'd expect so. Maybe not with how well Spain have played in these opening 40 minutes. Stanisic lifts it to Modric, now Maya. Stanisic inside to Mateo Kovacic. Tries to play it through. It strikes Pedri in the face there, and that will be pulled up for a head injury. Oh yeah. Kovacic just tried to play it over him and actually just hit him square in the face. And understandably, he's a little dazed after that. We hope, of course, it's nothing serious. But it does give both sets of players a chance to get some refreshments on with only 5 minutes to the half. But yeah, we'll watch again the replay of that opening goal. Fed through well by Fabian. And actually, it's the touch that makes all the difference for Morata. Because it's on his right foot. Which is closer to Sutalo, who's running next to him, or Pongracic, I think it is. But he with that right foot, he takes it over to his left foot. Not only does that take it away from the defender, but it also puts him on his left, which means he can slot it past Livakovic, who's expecting that right foot shot across goal. Instead, he puts it on his left and just tucks it in the near post. Livakovic couldn't adjust himself in time. And, well, Morata put it home nicely. And that was to break the deadlock, but they do find themselves 2 goals ahead now. And, well, we spoke about how comfortable Germany were last night, but this was the same scoreline at that time yesterday. Now, I don't think they're going to go on to win 5-1, but you never know. I mean, that would really cement Spain as strong candidates for glory here. So that pass does the opposite. Lenormand trying to pick out Lamine Yamal, but end up knocking out of play instead. Vardiol. Now Sutalo. Under a bit of pressure, but he finds Pongracic, and now Croatia can work it round. Ball long from Dominik Livakovic. Budimir loses it in the air this time, but it's kept alive by Brozovic. Now Modric does well to hold on to the ball, but does draw the foul of Rodri. Now it's a Croatia free kick. And well, they're not going to wait to make a set piece of this. Instead, they're just going to try and work it round. They do now have a moment camped in Spain's half for the first time this game, really. It has been a fairly, well, not, I wouldn't say dominant, but comfortable is probably the more fitting word. But a comfortable game for Spain. We know, of course, Croatia can pose a threat, but that quick fire double, the goal from Rashford in the 29th and the goal from Fabian in the 32nd, has made all the difference. But Kramaric, bringing that ball forwards now, is fouled, but gets it to Maya. Can he play into the box? He can. He's going to fall for Vardiol, the back post. Oh my word, how is that not in? How has that not gone in for Croatia? Kramaric did really well to keep on his feet. Maya puts a tempting ball in there. Vardiol volleys it across goal. And, well, it perfectly finds its way just between the post and the oncoming attacker. Budimir was an inch away from it. It was an inch away from clinking off the inside of the post and going in the back of the net. Instead, it just seems to trickle wide. Disappointingly, like a balloon floating away from a crying child. Big chance for Croatia, goes begging. And well, with how much regret will they look back on that chance? Spain sending that ball long, a very far kick from Unai Simon. Here's Livakovic under pressure from Pedri. Finds Sutalo, Morata puts the pressure on, it's out for a goal kick, much to Morata's frustration. Hello, good to see you, Gary. Harry saying, what a miss. Indeed, big chance for Croatia. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Gary. Here's Modric, pokes it out wide, Josko Vardiol. Now Lamine Yamal, that is a strong challenge from Pongracic, but he does win it cleanly. Firm but fair. What have I missed? What have I missed, mate? Says Gary. Well, you've missed quite a good game of football so far. Spain have been the better side, undoubtedly so, but that could change so quickly. Croatia is such a strong team. But yeah, Spain have been the better side. They've had more of the ball. They've created the better chances. And while they struggled to break down Croatia for the first 30 minutes, they did break the deadlock, and once they had, they found another soon after. But Croatia haven't been remiss of chances. They just haven't been able to take them. They've certainly had less frequent chances, but they have had chances. Fabian. Pedri. Fabian, Pedri exchanging passes in the midfield. Now here is Nacho Fernandez. And he'll play that through the lines into Marc Cucurella, who's overlapping here. Ball into the box. It hits up in the air of a defender, but Nico Williams can't react in time. He tried to pull that back there, Marc Cucurella, which was the right decision because Morata was lurking. Instead, it seemed to kick up off of Lovre Meyer. And well, it was almost a chance for Nico Williams. Maya. Here is Kovacic. And he runs out of defence well. Sutalo. Now Kovacic again. Modric. Harry says that I've got to Gary, clearly, yeah. Evidently so. Here's Luka Modric. Nice turn, Vardiol. Now Lovro Majer. Force back to Kovacic. Kramaric. Takes aim, it's struck well, but it's just wide. Good connection behind it. Williams did enough though to put him off. That sends it flying wide. So now a Spain goal kick. And we've already seen the distribution from Unai Simon. You expect this to have a bit on it. The ball long. Morata tries to hit in the air and does. Falls upon Gracic though. And Pedri unable to offer much of a aerial challenge to him. Kovacic under pressure does really well there to stand his ground. Change their pass with Kramaric and now they'll carry it forwards. Options left and right. Goes left. 2 minutes of additional time in this first half. First we'll see as Kramaric loops the ball in there. Budimir can't win it. Drops from Modric now. He will try and create a chance. That goes sailing over the bar. Lacklustre that effort from Mateo Kovacic. But yeah. Not bad. I think the first half for Spain, they'll be very pleased with what they've seen so far. On the other hand, I can't imagine Croatia will be best pleased. They've not really got going today. Of course, there's more than enough time to turn this game around, but that quickfire double really did knock any sort of belief out of the sails of Croatia. Chance now for Spain. Williams got in behind. He couldn't quite pick out Pedri in the box. Spain goal kick. Spain corner. But yeah, Gracic got in there back in there well and dealt with it. So a corner now. Yamal. Here is Nico Williams. Fabian. Ball in and it's a chance and it's there. Spain 3, Croatia 0. Fantastic cross from Lamine Yamal. Brilliant finish from Dani Carvajal. That's not the way round you'd expect to see it. But that's the quality of Lamine Yamal right there. He's had a quiet start to this game. But that was really, really good. Great delivery. Carvajal pokes it home. And that, well, that all but finishes Croatia off, you'd think. Brilliant from Yamal. Brilliant from Carvajal. And well, you don't really see a way back for Croatia now. At 2-0, it felt possible. But 3, I mean, that's a real kick to the teeth, especially on the stroke of half-time. Great ball in, great reaction from Dani Carvajal. And with the outside of his right foot, he just pokes it home. And again, I don't want to draw too many comparisons to last night, but does bode very well for Spain. That is half-time. Spain 0, Spain 3, Croatia 0. Let's not get that the wrong way around. Don't want to upset the Spaniards. Really good first half. You really can't complain about that one if you're in a Spain shirt. Solid stuff. But yeah. And well, chat reacting well. Gary says that's a peach of a ball. Classic smash delivery. Harry says, wow. I think that's an appropriate response, actually, and sums up the half quite well. Spain, a very strong side, and I don't think anyone doubted that. But Croatia have been incredibly good in recent tournaments, have a really good team, yet they've not laid a glove on Spain so far, and Spain have absolutely ran away with the game so far. I mean, I said 3-0 as a prediction before kickoff, and I thought that was slightly ambitious. I thought that was disrespectful in a sense to Croatia. Now, if anything, it looks a little modest. Spain have been that good in the first half. They've completely ran all over Croatia. And now, I don't want to... I mean, you can make two assumptions from this. You could say that Spain are incredible, and I think they are a very good side. I don't think they are one of the top teams of the tournament, but I definitely think they're in the conversation. Or you could make the other observation, which is Croatia maybe aren't all what they've been cracked up to be. Really good in recent international tournaments, but this is a damning showing so far. And well, anyone else in chat that is here very often will know what I mean when I say I don't think we'll see Sharia this evening. Has been backing Croatia a little overzealously, and well, this I think would be a touch back down to reality for many Croatia fans because, well, it's a first half that leaves a lot to be desired, I think. Very much so. But yeah, really good stuff from Spain. They've played really well. They've not really put a foot wrong. I don't think you can have any complaints if you are a Spanish persuasion. Really strong first half. And actually, I think a lot of people, would expect Morata to be heavily involved. Obviously, he did get that goal, that important goal. But Fabian Ruiz is someone that I don't think a lot of people would expect to have a major role in this tournament. I mean, even when he's playing, you wouldn't expect him to be a pivotal player for Spain. But he's been so good this evening. The ball through was exquisite. The goal was wonderfully well taken. And so, hats off to him to start analysis at the second at half-time. He was phenomenal. And well, to be fair, Spain have run everything so far. And as Harry says, Croatia got blown out of the water within 5 minutes. Yeah, that's the thing. The first 25, it was a very even game. Spain had more of the ball. They were pressing Croatia very high and kept winning it back. But the game on a whole was quite even. After that, though, Croatia barely had a sniff. I mean, in the sense that all of the possession's been for Spain. They've still had chances, Croatia, but all the possession's been for Spain. They've got 3 goals in that 15-minute time period, and Croatia have not taken their chances. There was that one for Brozovic, tipped wide by Unai Simon, and that fell to Lovren Majer, who should have made more of that. But, yeah, Croatia haven't looked positive enough, haven't looked creative enough. You look at the opposition in Spain, who have had all of the ball, created all of the chances, and rightfully 3-0 up at half-time. So you don't need to have a degree in rocket science to work out why Spain are ahead here. Really, really good first half. And although we're hoping they can continue that, take momentum from that into this tournament. Because as Harry said after the first 2 goals, does this show Spain are real contenders? I definitely think so. I mean, again, you'll need a reference point, because if Croatia go on to win the next 2 games, suddenly Spain look a lot better than they do now, or even better than they do now. On the other hand, if Croatia are just awful now, then it doesn't tell us a lot. So, you can make assumptions here that Spain are going to be strong, but I wouldn't jump as far as to say they're going to win the tournament. Now, again, if they go and put 5 past it, if they go on to win this game 5-0, they roll over Italy and they roll over Albania, then maybe it's a completely different story. But right now, I wouldn't jump to any conclusions. I think Spain are very good, but I don't think they're I definitely don't think they're favourites. Or I don't really think they should be in that conversation at all. But yeah, really good stuff from Spain, just seeing that Morata goal again. Really well taken by Morata. And then this Fabian one. It's just, it feels like it's just out on a field, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like you should be able to do that in professional football. He just picks up the ball and just goes on a meandering little run for a couple of players, and then it's not a wonderfully struck effort. He just sort of, the best way you can describe it is just kicks it home. It falls on his left, and he's clearly not as comfortable on there, but he makes it work, and he just kicks it in. 100 miles an hour almost, just rifles it home. But yeah, that's what it needed. It's a really powerful hoof of a shot. But yeah. We'll see again from this goal just how high Croatia were and why they got caught out, because Spain were super narrow. Croatia were dragged high and wide. And suddenly, there's an opportunity for the ball through. Morata times it well. Gets in, finishes it. Really good stuff. Harris say Italy will feel that tonight is a must-win. Oh, certainly. Certainly. They've got no excuses not to beat Albania in the last game of the evening. And so, yeah, they'll be expecting to deliver a routine victory, really. But, yeah. Good stuff so far for Spain. Pretty much what you would expect. And as you say, that puts them in a really good position. Because even if Italy go on to win later, Spain could well be ahead on goal difference at this point. They're 3-0 up already. Now, of course, Croatia could go out and score in the second half, but so could Spain. Spain could come away from this game, 4-5-0. I mean, that would be a real statement, a real marker. They'll see what Germany did on Friday night and raise that. But yeah. Seeing that Fabian goal again. All came from Lamine Yamal trying to fashion opportunity on this right-hand side. Pedro played it across. And it feels clunky, but it worked for Fabian Ruiz. Oh, Sutala's got to close his legs. Gary says, what is Ian Wright wearing? I respect it, Gary. I'm a fan of the shirt he's got. But yeah, and then a short corner, a nice routine. Lamine Yamal on that left foot of his, a lovely loop ball in. Carvajal pokes it home. Livakovic is frustrated by his defenders, who watch on, unaware of Carvajal's positioning. Livakovic stranded. But yeah. Nick Gary, you can't disrespect Wrighty's shirt. Look at the flowers, they're lovely. Big fan. But yeah, strong first half for Spain. I think Croatia will be really disappointed because they've not shown themselves in the most positive of light so far. Their most positive plays have come from just lumping it long and hoping Ante Budimir can get something, get a little, nod on. But yeah. And so far, 3 games down, every game has had at least 3 goals. Hopefully, we can continue that throughout the whole tournament. But I wouldn't be confident, so. Especially with Slovenia, Denmark tomorrow. You never know. But I doubt it. Poland, Netherlands as well, unless Netherlands put a few past them. Even tonight's game, Italy might only win 2-0, or Albania might pull off an upset. You never know. You never know. But yeah, 2 crackers so far. This game, 45 minutes in, and it's been really good. Hopefully it keeps up that way. But yeah. I'm sure the Spanish fans around Berlin will be very happy with what they've witnessed so far. Hoping to see more of the same throughout the second half. As for Croatia, well, it's got to be a change, whether that's personnel or tactical. I don't really know who they'd bring on in terms of personnel. I don't really know what other options they have in terms of tactics, but they've got to do something. Could you look at a Petkovic? Could you look at a Perisic and Ivanusic? Something like that to come on and make a bit of a difference? Potentially. Because they've just not done enough. They've just not done enough. Ante Budimir's won a few headers, but he can't really kick the football, which is quite crucial. And we saw a lot of Croatians under our Group B preview talking about, how good Budimir is and how much of an impact he could have, but we've just not seen that. We've just not seen that tonight. He's won a lot of headers, but not done a whole lot else. And in a major international tournament, you need a striker who can do more than head the ball. And that is a fact. So, yeah, not been perfect at all. Sorry, it has been perfect for Spain. Far from it for Croatia. Absolutely awful so far. So, yeah, we'll be interested to see whether Croatia change anything up, whether they can sort of weather the storm in the second half, whether they'll just come out full guns blazing, see what they can get from the game. Because Because that's the issue now. If it's 2, 1 or 2-0, you look at the second half in a much different light. But at 3, you know it's going to take something momentous. But you also don't really want to risk the goal difference. So it's that balance between risk and reward. If Croatia go for it, they might get the point. And obviously that would be so crucial. That's a huge reward. But the risk obviously is you concede more. And if they are third and it does come down to goal difference, they might need that. They might need that goal difference back. So yeah, it's about game management. If Croatia can get a goal or 2 here, they'd be happy. I don't see them doing it though. If I had to make an assumption, I think Spain will continue on in this manner. Why would they have any reason to stop? Especially as Croatia starts to tire a little more and Spain can look at changes. I think we could easily see this go up to 4 or 5 and see a result that's very worrying for Croatia, really positive for Spain, and something that I don't think many people would have predicted. I mean, if it stays as it is, I've smashed the prediction, but we're in for a bit of a boring second half. And if it doesn't, then we're going to get an even better second half than we had in the first. Potentially. But yeah, good start to today's game. Good start to this tournament as a whole. Hopefully it continues in that manner. But it shouldn't be long now until we get that second half underway. And of course, we'll find out who's going to win. But yeah, and a reminder, join us later. We are live for every single game of the Euros. It'll be both me and Harry on the stream later. Italy versus Albania should be a very interesting game. Italy, of course, looking to defend or begin their title defence in style. Albania will be hoping to provide a good impression. It's their first Euro since 2016. So yeah, they'll be very much hoping to pull off an upset there. Whether or not that will come to fruition, though, again, remains to be seen. Italy are a very strong team. But yeah. No idea what the hold-up is at half-time. I guess we had 2 minutes of additional, to be fair. But yeah, Poland chat, by the way, 68% think Spain are going to win, 23% backing Croatia, and 9% saying the game will end in a draw. Of course, if you are watching along, get involved in the live chat. Feel free to say hi, give your thoughts on the game so far. What should Croatia do in the second half? How does Spain keep it up in the second half? Feel free to get involved. But yeah, not long now until we begin another 45 minutes of this tournament. A really good start to the tournament, and hopefully it continues in this manner. But yeah, and then of course on tomorrow's itinerary, the opening game, Poland versus Netherlands. That should be really interesting. Obviously, Netherlands, I think, a side that a lot of people expect to go deep in this tournament. Poland may well struggle without Robert Lewandowski. And then, of course, it is Slovenia-Denmark, which is less exciting, but it should still be an interesting game. And obviously, it matters a lot for England's group. And then, of course, the final game, England versus Serbia. I'm very excited for it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. Should be a good stream. Gary says, hi, full stop. Good to see you, Gary. Harry says, must be hard to come out in the second half after conceding 3 like that. Well, yeah, how do Croatia come out? How do they motivate themselves? Because they've been torn apart in that first half. And now they've got to try and find some belief that they might be able to turn it around. It's very difficult to do. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw change at the break. Looking at Zlatko Dalic at half-time, once that third goal went in, his head seemed to drop. He clearly isn't happy with how his team performed so far, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some changes. And well, we'll be hoping to see a second half that is similar quality to that first half. And so will Spain. Spain will definitely be hoping to continue in a similar manner. So they look really comfortable in that first 45. But yeah. Anyway, feel free to get your second half predictions in the live chat. How do you think this game is going to finish? Will Spain continue in a similar fashion? Will Croatia bounce back? That remains to be seen. But coming out of the tunnel now are the two sides. They took their sweet time, but they are here finally. And for Croatia, I'm just looking out for changes here. Doesn't look like there are any immediate changes. I don't think there are any at all. So that is an interesting call. So if Croatia have changed anything, it's going to have to be tactical. But I guess we'll see. And yeah, for Spain, it's just about more of the same. Can they keep going? So does it, there is a change. Ivan Perisic coming on for Croatia. So that is a big call. Or is he just stripped off? I think he's just stripped off because he's going back to the bench. So that is confusing. So yeah, forget that. Scratch that. No changes. Second half had to go underway. Yeah, of course, Croatia getting us underway in the first half. So it will be Spain in this second 45. Alvaro Morata waiting for Oliver to give the go-ahead. He does now, and we're underway in this second half. Rodri. Spain trying to pass it out immediately, not going for the classic let's smash it long and all jump in the air tactic. Not going to work against a side as physical as Croatia are. Alright, so Spain will get a couple more. Fair enough. I mean, that would be a really emphatic way to start the tournament. It would be a real dismal way for Croatia. Ball long, and that's going to bounce through to Carvajal. Who's now carrying it up the line. Flicks it back to Yamal. Fabian. Back now to goalkeeper Unai Simon. Now here's Lenormand. Vardiol. Lenormand. Rodri. It's pulled back there by Joso Vardiol. Guys, so Sun has created an interesting shadow in Croatia. They've never seen anything like that before. Guys, back on the shadow chat. That's what you love to see. Kukurea. Back now to Simon. Carvalho brings that down wonderfully. Pedri. Sorry, no, Lenormand. Finds Yamal. Tries to flick around the corner, but that doesn't quite come off. Out for a Croatia throw instead. Spain putting the pressure on. They win it high up the field. Morata couldn't release that to Yamal in time. Does have options arriving now though. Kukurea. Fabian. They took too long about that there. They overworked it and that is out for a Croatia throw. Lovren Majer. Brozovic. Stanisic. Switches the play. Vardiol can't bring that down. So out of play for a Spain throw. But second half seemingly starting in the same way as the first. Spain had a big opportunity there to find a goal early in this half. But Morata just couldn't quite play that pass to Lamine Yamal in time. Croatia coming forwards. Good tackle from Carvajal. But he is holding his face. Sort of will pull that back for a head injury. It just looked like Kramaric there. They both went in for the tackle. Kramaric ends up just sort of falling on his face, hitting him with his arm. Not a lot in it, but enough for Carvajal to need treatment, apparently. And of course, everyone will use it as a momentary respite after 3 minutes of exhilarating, tiring football. But yeah, Croatia will be hoping they can prevent the bleed, weather the storm for a bit. But if Spain keep going in the way they are, I can't really see any way that Croatia stop them. And does that extend to everyone in the tournament? Are Spain going to go all the way? That's an interesting question. Probably not. Kukurea heads it up in the air. Balls now for Pongracic. And Rodri comes in and tries to win it. There's a foul in there from Pongracic. Seemed to catch Rodri there. Oliver quick to notice it. Yeah, that is definitely a foul. Good call from Michael Oliver. It's not something I think I've ever said on this channel before. But there you go. First time for everything. Back now with Unai Simon. Kukurea. Here is Luka Modric. Pokes it wide. Kramaric. Tries to fashion an opportunity. Josko Vardiol. It's out and out for a Croatia throw. And they'll look to try and pile on the pressure. Modric. Brozovic. Changes passes with Stanisic as Croatia are now trying to make something happen. Now with Pongracic. Sutalo. Here's Lovramaya. Kramaric, and it's one high by Spain. And they try and break. But it's pulled back for a foul, apparently. Bit of a soft one there. I know it hit Oliver. Fair enough. Free kick now for Croatia. Modric. Good pass to Stanisic. Back to Modric. Stanisic again. Brozovic. Kovacic. Oh, it does really well there to wriggle it through to Lovramaya. Maya through to Kramaric, but the touch isn't great. Nico Williams. Now Fabian on the overlap. Williams plays it to Pedri. Here's Morata, trying to take it in his stride, can't, falls for Pedri, who picks it up, drives forward with it. Pedri to Lamine Yamal, huge save. Very important glove there from Dominik Livakovic. That could easily be 4-0 Spain. A big opportunity for Lamine Yamal goes begging. They did really well here to just keep the play going. Morata got fouled, was down in some discomfort, but Spain kept going. Pedri poked it to Lamine Yamal. Well placed effort. Perhaps needs to go a little further away from Livakovic there. Made it too easy for him. And he saved it well. So the game remains 3-0, but that could easily have been 4. Spain coming through Croatia like they're not even there. It's too easy for them at the moment. Kramaric. And that is an awful pass. An awful pass there. Sorry, not Kramaric, Brozovic. Don't know how I got those two mixed up. But that is terrible. And now Spain have a corner. Without having need to put pressure on it. They've managed to put pressure on Croatia. Nico Williams, now Lamine Yamal. And he's going to run past Kovacic into the box, plays it across, and that comes off Morata, unable to be diverted goalwards though. And that bounces out for a throw. Really smart stuff from Lamine Yamal. Morata tries to knee it home. Not quite finding the net, but close. Smart stuff from Spain. To be fair, that was a call anyway for a foul in there. Carvajal trying to have a boxing match with Lovramaya, not allowed. Just pushing his head on the floor. But yeah. Not sure that's allowed in boxing either, to be fair. Harris says, I think this is a testament to how good Spain are rather than how bad Croatia are. Well, yeah, again, you can very much look at it either way. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see further evidence, but based on what we've seen so far, it bodes well for Spain. And Croatia forced into a first change here. Ivan Perisic readying up. Not forced in the sense of injury, they've just been crap. Sutale. Srepan Gracic. Is Lavakovic. Now Sutale. Maya, firm tackle. And here come Croatia. Kovacic. Knocks it wide. Vardiol. Plays it back to Kovacic. Bursting into the box. Does well. Finds Budimir. It's Messi. Chance. Blocked. Budimir pokes it up. How is that not in? How on earth have Croatia not scored? Smart stuff from Carvalho as he clears into Budimir, but that's got to be a goal. So many players had opportunities there, and yet they all go begging. That's awful. Croatia have got to score here. Kovacic did really well. Worked it back round. Budimir poked it. Fired by Stanisic, but blocked by Cucurella. Budimir put it back towards goal, but Unai Simon clawed it out. And then it fell to Kovacic to Budimir. Nobody could score it. What on earth? And now that is the end of Budimir's evening. Perisic coming on. So Perisic will go left wing. Andre Kramaric will move to his more familiar role as the starting number 9. Oh, sorry, it's not the starting, but as in the number 9. Central. Williams. Now Fabian. Here's Carvajal. Gives it to Lamine Yamal. Carvajal. Back now with Unai Simon. Lamine Yamal tries to turn Vardiol. And they're going to get caught in a foot race, but Lamine Yamal has burst away from him now. Coming into the box. Needs an option to pass to. Lovely stuff from Lamine Yamal. He's playing really well this evening. Nico Williams. Fabian. There's a pull in the back there. He's pulled back, and that will rightfully be given a free kick. Good area for this. For Spain. Fantastic from Lamine Yamal. That whole chance comes from him skinning Vardiol there. And they're taking it quickly. And it's a poor shot from Carvajal, and it's been pulled back anyway to be retaken anyway. They tried to play it quickly. They tried to catch everyone unaware, but the referee absolutely having none of that. So just over half an hour on the clock. Or a little over half an hour on the clock. There's still time here. Still time for Croatia to mount some sort of comeback, but they've got to score very soon. And even then it feels unrealistic. And Spain could easily make this 4 here. Free kick in dangerous area. Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams over it. It'll be Yamal that steps up and takes it, and it strikes the wall. Now Carvajal. Lifts it to Cucurella. Spain will settle back into their shape. Williams. Tries to take on Stanisic, but can't. Stanisic rolls it back to Modric, into Kramaric, back to Stanisic. This is nice one-touch football. Stanisic now forced back, and it's won back by Spain. Here's Nico Williams. Looking to take on Brozovic as he comes inside. Shifts it to Fabian, who just about hooks it towards Yamal, but Vardiol jumps in front of it. And now Croatia can bring it the other way. Lovramaya. Harry says even a goal or 2 would help with goal difference from momentum, etc. Yeah, very true. That's why they shouldn't stop. Especially because if they do, Spain are going to score more and it's only going to get worse for all those things you'd mention. Gareth says, why do refs get so close to players and speaking to them? Their noses were almost touching. And Harry says it's an English thing. Well, to be fair, it is a very loud atmosphere. So to talk to anyone at a normal volume, you are going to have to get very close. Spain now bringing on changes. That is Dani Olmo So that will spell the end of the afternoon for one of the midfielders, or potentially a winger, I guess. We'll find out who in a moment. It is going to be Pedri. Makes sense. He spent a lot of this season out injured. So smart to bring him off here and give Dani Olmo a shot. And to be fair, Pedri's a fantastic footballer, but they've not needed him this evening. It's all been about Fabian in the middle there. He really has put on a show for us all. Spain now with the ball. Nacho knocks it short to Rodri. Now gets it back. Cucurella plays it in behind. That's going to roll through to Livakovic. Now Croatia will look to play out. Can they, for the first time tonight, actually make this work? No is the answer, but it does come off Olmo in there, so that will be a Croatia throw-in. But yeah, as we fast approach the hour mark, the second half, a lot less action-filled than the first half. I mean, there's still been chances for Spain. They could easily be 4 or 5-0 up by now, but yeah, not as much has happened. Very much a continuation of that set of the first half, really. Stanisic, Kramaric, nothing changes yet for Croatia. Ball in, Carvajal will chest that down, and Unai Simon can claim it. Yeah, it just felt like an aimless ball. They've not got Budimir to aim for anymore. Kramaric made a run towards the near post, and they just hooked it in there where there was no one. Just feels like a lot of Croatia's play tonight felt disjointed and a bit miscommunicated at times. Spent like a well-drilled, well-oiled machine. They've looked tactically really disciplined. Really comfortable, really. Here is Lenormand. Back now with goalkeeper Unai Simon. Rodri, Lenormand. Carvajal. Livakovic plays it out well. Cucurella will meet it in the air. And that's going to bounce through. Williams will try and challenge for it. It's hooked over the head. Hooked over his head there by Pongracic. Cucurella tries to exchange a pass. Doesn't quite come off. Out of play now. For a throw. But yeah, Croatia just haven't really got going. Bit of a shame, really. I hope it doesn't bode poorly for their tournament, because I think they're a side who can cause a lot of teams issues, especially in this group stage. But yeah, Gary says, I've no idea what position Cucurella is playing. Definitely left back, Gary. I mean, he's got high quite a lot. Kovacic bursting forwards. It goes through for Lovramaya. Cucurella gets back in there really well. It's clumsy from Maya there as he treads on Cucurella. No idea what's happening now. They're taking it quickly, Spain. That's left them exposed as they lose the ball. Kramaric dealt with there by Nacho. So that'll be a Croatia throw. Neither does he, says Harry. Yeah, true. Modric trying to create an opportunity. Ball whipped in. Headed away by Carvajal. Now Perisic. Lamine Yamal challenging him. Pongracic. Kovacic. Here's Perisic. Tries to whip it in there, but Lenormand gets in front of it. But yeah, unsurprisingly, Spain have played well today. Again, I think most people expected that, but based on the poll in chat, people thought it'd be much more even. 23% said Croatia would win, 9% said this would be a draw. As Spain come forwards, Lamine Yamal is making it look like his playground out there this evening. As he just keeps dribbling. He has been forced back now, he has been stopped. Rodri. Olmo. Sorry, Fabian. Now Carvajal. Spain just slowing it down. Morata is injured. And he hoofs it out as it comes to him. But that will be the end of his evening. He shifts the armband onto Rodri. And while for Spain and for Morata, they'll be hoping this is nothing serious. It seems to be his leg as he talks now to the doctors. And well, Croatia will use the chance to make changes of their own. That looks like Pasalic to me. So Modric off for Pasalic. And he looks frustrated as he leaves the field. Lovren-Mayer coming on as well. I think it's at least a double change. It's not a double change, that's just Stanisic getting a drink. Modric and Kovacic off, Pasalic and Sucic on. So yeah, doesn't look too bad, says Harry. Yeah, no. Hopefully nothing serious from Morata. Just seems to be a little discomfort in the leg, and that is going to be Mikel Oyarzabal coming on, I think, to lead the line. It's definitely not Mikel Merino, who's the other option, so yeah, I think Oyarzabal will come on up front. Apparently they can't make a change yet. They won't let them make the change. So Morata's just got to stay on there for a bit. Which is an odd situation. Because he got injured, but he wasn't down long enough for them to sort out the board. So Morata's just hobbling around for a bit. Brilliant stuff. Guy's goal had enough. Maybe that's what it is. He wants to improve his Euros goal per minute ratio. Or, yeah, minutes per goal ratio make more sense. Almost smashes it forwards, but not out. So Morata will have to hobble on a little longer. Taylor's loving his limelight. Is that who the ball bloke is on the sidelines? Thought so. Makes sense. Ball into the box, and Unai Simon comes and claims that. Well, not comfortably, but he does claim it. Yeah, Perisic's ball in. It was a good ball, to be fair. They just don't really have anyone to aim for now. And well, the players that are on the pitch seem to have lost hope. Now are they allowed to make changes? They are indeed. That is the end of Alvaro Morata's evening. As on in his place comes Mikel Oyarzabal. Interesting Oyarzabal, because they have got... I assume they've got a striker option on the bench. Oyarzabal more of a winger. I guess Joselu is their striker option on the bench. Or Ferran Torres. So, I'm guessing they're preferring this option. But yeah. It'll be interesting. I make Marino on as well for... No. I thought he came on, but it doesn't look like he has. Oh no, there he is. Nico Williams has gone off. That's it. So Olmo goes wide. Oyarzabal through the middle. Midfield three, Marino, Fabian and Rodri. I see Lamine Yamal still on there. Ball long from Livakovic. Headed down by Nacho. Fabian. Now it's with... Oh, it's intercepted before it can reach Kukureya. Good stuff from Stanisic. Here's Brozovic. Manages to play a really good ball around the corner there. He's under a bit of pressure, but he's relieved that with that pass. And then I think that was... well, it's an awful ball from Pongracic, as is being made clear to him by Ivan Perisic. Very animated response to that. Ball out from Simon. Picks out Mikel Merino. Olmo round the corner. Fabian can release Olmo in behind here. Chance for Spain. Comes inside Dani Olmo. Still trying to come inside, but he's stopped. Here's Mark Cucurella. Rodri. Carvajal. Here's Rodri. Marino. Rodri. Sprays it wide into Danny Carvajal. Spain knocking this ball about with a lot of confidence. Croatia chasing shadows once more. Nacho. Goes back to Unai Simon. Fabian. Here's Nacho. Wants to carry that forwards and tries to pick out Dani Olmo but can't. And now Croatia will try and bring it forwards. Oh, Pasic's just about holding on to that ball. It's really messy at the moment. As soon as Croatia get on the ball, it becomes messy. But now Spain will attack. Lamine Yamal carries it 10 yards. Now turns back. Finds Carvajal. Rodri. Fabian Rodri. Lifts it nonchalantly into the path of Carvajal. Now Fabian. Rodri lets that run across his body. Now plays it to Mark Cucurella. Dani Olmo. Cucurella. Rodri. Carries it forwards. Now Olmo. And he's going to come inside Dani Olmo. Tries to poke it around the corner, Marino, but doesn't quite come off. Oyarzabal puts the pressure on. And Livakovic smashes it forwards. Stasic plays it inside. But yeah, fairly flawless from Spain. They haven't really looked like conceding. They've looked comfortable both in possession and out of possession. Croatia just don't look confident. They're lacking self-belief at this point in the game as well, because Spain have ran them absolutely ragged for a good 70 minutes here. Oh, at least it's the 30th, I guess. But with 20 to play, this game feels over. And while Croatia readying another change, they try and ignite some energy. That's Bruno Petkovic coming on for Andre Kramaric. A striker change, one they hope will find them a goal. Because while it will matter very little for a result now, you'd imagine, unless there is some huge turnaround, that could make the difference for goal difference. Could have an impact. But yeah. And somehow, Croatia would be the first team not to score at the tournament if they can't find a goal in the next 20 minutes. So obviously, well, Scotland didn't technically score. They got a goal though, so they're taking it. But they didn't have a shot. I think they are the first team in history to score without generating a single XG. Obviously, since XG was invented. But obviously, own goals don't count towards it. That's just automatically 0.00. So, yeah. Ball nodded down. Chance for Croatia. And well, that's won back by Spain. Rodri. Oyarzabal. Rodri. Marino lifting it wide. And now Lamine Yamal. Carvajal. Here is Lenormand. But yeah, intriguingly, Croatia have had more possession and more shots in this game. Which is interesting, because I think if you watch the actual game, that's not how it's come across. Because when Spain have the ball, they look confident. They look assured of themselves. That's the key difference. Dani Olmo takes aim, probably could look for a pass there, and he's got a couple of complaints from teammates to deal with. That was a bit of a selfish decision. And ultimately one that didn't bear a goal. Nacho. Now Rodri. Marino. Olmo. Cucurella. Now Dani Olmo. Mark Cucurella. Here's Marino. Brings it forward. Olmo can't quite keep that in touch. And so that's out for a Croatia throw. It's a shame. I not in the fact that, you know, this game's not been good. It's a shame this hasn't been more competitive, though. Because I thought this would be an even match, to be fair. And it just hasn't been. It just hasn't been close to being an even match. Croatia have been dominated here by Spain. Absolutely dominated. They've had chances, but they couldn't take them. Spain have been clinical. They've been ruthless. They created better quality chances. They've used the ball much better than Croatia. When Croatia have it, it's sloppy, it's slow, it just doesn't look as refined or as deliberate. When Spain have the ball, every pass feels intentional, purposeful. It's why they create the chances they did. It's why they lead 3-0 here. And well, it looks like they've won 3-0 here, in all honesty. Spain fighting to try and hold on to the ball, but it's not how to play. Here is Prongacic. Now back with Lavakovic. Oh, that was a bit pointless from their Norman. Came in a bit aggressively, and that is a foul. So Croatia free kick in their own half here. Lovramaya. But yeah, I don't think anyone in a Croatia shirt can hold their head particularly high tonight. But I don't think Maya's been too bad, to be fair. As for Spain, well, everyone was brilliant. They were just been all over them all game. Ball in now from Perisic, and Unai Simon claims that comfortably. It's not been a silent evening for Unai Simon, but everything he has had to deal with has been, or at least he's made it look fairly comfortable. Obviously, that was that great effort from Brozovic, which he had to get down to, and he did really well to get down to. Towards the end of the first half, second half, they've just not challenged him in the same way. The chances have been, few and far between. And the ball's through. Lamine Yamal, the flag goes up. That's an early call, but it did look offside. Weird one, though. You'd think you just let it run. He was offside, though. Looked a little tight with the right back, but it was a right call, I think. Olmo, Cucurella, Rodri. Now Fabian Lenormand goes back to the goalkeeper Simon. He's given it away. Chance for Croatia. Petkovic should score. Foul by Rodri. Penalty for Croatia. This could be a red. It's a yellow. That's what Perisic is making very clear, that should be a red card. If you give the penalty there, you've got to give a red. Because that's dogso. That is a clear denial of a goal scoring opportunity. This is silly from Simon and unnecessary at this point in the game. And it's equally silly and unnecessary from Rodri, unless this isn't a foul. Oh, that's a dive. That is an awful dive from Petkovic. What on earth is he doing? He literally could just score into an open net. And so he's throwing himself on the floor. And VAR's having a look at this. What a stupid decision. I understand it if it's a difficult scoring opportunity and you go down, but he just... I don't get it. I mean, yeah, as Harry says, if you give that, he has to go. Well, exactly. If you give the penalty, that's a straight red. He has given the penalty. Oh, there was contact, okay. From my angle, I did not look like there was contact. But if you give that, that's a straight red. I don't understand that at all. I don't think he deserves a red card, but the rules state he's denied a clear goal scoring opportunity there. So Bruno Petkovic with a chance to put Croatia on the score sheet. Well, with 10 minutes to go, it won't ignite a change, but it is going to be an opportunity. He misses it. There's a rebound and he scores it. Petkovic gets his goal. He misses the penalty, but he does score it. Great save from Simon. Read it all the way, but Croatia do find a goal. I think the fact they couldn't even get the penalty in the back of the net says it all about this evening, but they do finally find a breakthrough. Simon saved it well, squared and finished well by Bruno Petkovic. But yeah. I mean, Rodri's decision would have been worth it if that rebound wasn't then scored. But yeah. I mean, Spain are complaining. But I mean, unless they've come into the box too early there, I'm not sure. That may be what it is. Guy says, mate, what the fuck? True. Harry says this is a mess. Oliver can't make his mind up. Okay, well, let's see here. So I think I mean, I don't know what they're doing because I can't hear them, but I think there's two things here. They are offside. I think it might be a retake. If Simon was off his line, but the goal was offside, it would be a retake, right? And that is what it is. So Simon was off his line, but the players came into the box too early. So there isn't a retake. It's just not a goal. Okay. Well, scratch that. Croatia do not have a goal. I mean, that's a weird one for me. But fair enough. The players had come into the box too early. That's why they scored a goal, ultimately. But yeah. Sharia says, I'm back and oh my god, what happened here? Well, Sharia, this is what I've been saying for weeks. You built Croatia up too much. So yeah, we don't need to be making any apology letters anytime soon. Harry says that one must be tossing a coin in that VAR room. The player scored and encroached. Well, Petkovic hasn't. He was in the box. He can't get out of it, can he? But I imagine whoever then passed it across to him had encroached. But it looked like to me that Unai Simon was off his line. Chance of Spain, but deemed Ayazbos committed a foul there. It did look a little aggressive. Yeah, he's just shoved him. You can't do that. So yeah, foul given. Pongracic, now Sutalo. Pasalic carrying it forwards. Nacho. Ball long from Unai Simon, and it's in behind now. Lamine Yamal. But Lavakovic will come and deal with that. But yeah, so after all that, Rodri didn't get red carded for some reason, probably because he's Rodri. I don't know. Genuinely no idea how he's not been sent off. Because if that is a penalty, then he has committed, he's denied a clear goal with a foul. So no idea he hasn't been sent off for that. Then the penalty was taken, and Petkovic, who would have had a certain goal if he wasn't fouled, took it and missed. But then scored from the rebound, but it was deemed that players encroached. Great fun. I think they should just give Croatia a goal for that. Or send Rodri off. They're your options, UEFA. But yeah, I really don't understand how Rodri stayed on the field. Oh my. Tries to bring it forwards. Good defending though from Croatia. And now they're coming forwards. Pasalic up against Rodri. Petkovic. Plays the ball across. Here's Ivan Perisic. Looking to create a chance. His shot's blocked though. A pot shot from range is spilt by Simon, but he will gather it in the aftermath comfortably. Well struck by Perisic, and it had enough behind it that it caused Simon a couple issues, but he did enough to prevent a goal. That's all that matters, really. Guy says the American lady really likes to wait till 80 minutes to make an appearance. She did it again tonight. Yeah, I noticed it come up in the top left. I'm guessing she can't... She's only there for refereeing calls, right? So there's nothing else to do today. But then last time you'd have had the one on the stroke of half time, no? So, no idea. Maybe she's busy for the first half. And the first 30 minutes of the second half. But yeah, so it double change now for Spain. That is Ferran Torres. And I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Number 18 is... Zubamendi, of course, Martin Zubamendi. A name I recognise, a player whose face I don't, but he is very good. Don't recognise him in a Spain shirt. Yeah, so I'm on to the stream saying hi, full stop. Great to see you, Yellowstone. I'm glad that trend is catching on now in chat. But yeah. Harry says she's the ITV version of Peter Walton, basically useless because she only talks when there's a decision and she just says what we already know. Well, that's good. We're practically like Dora the Explorer. Anyway, Spain making changes now. That's the end of Lamine Yamal's night. He goes and thanks Michael Oliver, which is a smart way of wasting time. But yeah, what a debut in European Championship action for Lamine Yamal. Really strong performance from him this evening. And it will be obviously Ferran Torres on in his place, and then Martin Zubamendi on for Rodri, who of course is on that yellow card. So they're not taking any risks there. Yamal and Rodri off, Ferran Torres and Zubamendi on. Guy says, oh right, she's there to explain ref decision. That makes sense. At least you don't have to put up with Dermot Gallagher. That is very true. But yeah. Sharia says, well, I'm getting wrecked by my friends for my predictions. Rightfully so, Sharia. You shoved your predictions down our throat for months. We've said they're bollocks. You've stuck by them firmly, which I respect. But you are going to be wrong. But you never know, maybe it's just that Spain are incredible. Croatia might be better in the other two group games, but tonight they've been woeful. Spain have played them off the park. Here's Josip Stanisic. Sutalo. Hasalic. Brozovic back to Sutalo. Lovro Mayer. Here is Pasalic. But yeah, almost at the end of this game now. Remember, we will be live in another hour for Albania versus Italy, our third stream of the day, our fourth game of the tournament. And of course, that will be both me and Harry to see you into the evening. And hopefully we'll track to a good game, Italy-Albania. But I guess we'll see. Here's Marcelo Brozovic. Now Sucic. Pekovic unable to get that ball out of his feet. Zubamendi, Oyarzabal releases Ferran Torres and he's going to look to bring that ball forwards now up against Pongracic, and it's blocked well by the Croatian defender. And yeah, Ferran Torres unable to come inside very well. Mikel Merino already looking knackered. He's only just got on the field. Looks like me whenever I play football, just like bent over panting. That sounded awful out of context. But there, you've got the context, so yeah. Spain put the ball in, headed away. Olmo. Shara says, I think Spain could be one of the favourites. I mean, they're not going to make 1,000 passes and not score because of two explosive wingers they have now. You've used so many negatives there, Shari. I'm confused. But, yeah. They do seem to have more firepower in attack. Morata's flanked by two really strong wide players, and that's what they've lacked for a few years. You know, Nolito just doesn't give you that sort of explosiveness. That is a throwback and a half, isn't it, Nolito? I remember him being really good at Sevilla for one season or 2 seasons. Had some really strong campaigns, then headed over to City and was crap. That's when they had him, Alvaro Negredo, Jesus Navas, the little Spanish Revolution. That went really well. Here's Unai Simon. Yeah, so asked, how was Yamal today? He looked good. He looked really good. Got the assist for the third goal. A really nice ball into the box that Carvajal poked home. And other than that, looked really lively. Had a few really strong dribbles. Got on the ball a lot. Looks dangerous. Looks really dangerous, Lamine Yamal. I mean, it's no surprise. We're all well aware of the talent he possesses. But, yeah. He didn't struggle adjusting to this stage. 5 minutes of additional time here. Because we definitely don't know what the result is already. We need 5 more minutes to watch it play out. I do feel like there should be some negation for result. Like, I completely understand the whole, you know, we're going to add on all the time that's wasted. But if it's 3-0, they're not scoring 3 in 5 minutes, are they? I'm guessing rules like that, though, would open the game up a bit to match fixing. But come on, be a bit sensible. I mean, if it's 2-0, I get it. You know, you never know. Let's let football take the course of action. But like 3-0, come on. Yes, it says, nice, I benched him, unfortunately, on the fantasy team. Oh, why Yellowstone? I know from the Champions League version, you play the players that start first, because obviously you can make subs and stuff, can't you, during the game week? A lot of people don't realise that. That's why I captained Florian Wirtz last night. I'll probably keep him now, because obviously he brought home 10 points, doubled to 20. I mean, I've had a strong start in Euros fantasy, because I've got Dominic Soboslai, who already brought me an assist, and then Mittelstedt, who I thought was going to come home with a clean sheet, but unfortunately not. But I'll probably just sub him out anyway. Because I've got like Lukaku and De Kuipers on the bench and people like that. Here's Lovramaya. Pasalic. Brozovic. Going to put it in the box. Headed on by Perisic, and it's wide. But yeah, really good ball in. Unfortunately, didn't come to anything. Yes, and says not enough research hastily put together. Fair enough. I definitely put less research in than I do with FPL. But yeah, thanks everyone that's hopped in today. This is our second of 3 streams today. It's already proving to be a testing schedule, but I think it's going to be enjoyable, this Euros. I've really enjoyed the game I watched today. The Hungary-Switzerland match was fantastic as well. And hopefully, Italy-Albania can provide a similar quality game. Because again, we've not seen less than three goals in the game yet, so if we can keep that up throughout this tournament, we're going to be in for a good one. So yeah. Corner now for Spain. Ferran Torres plays it short to Olmo. Zubimendi. Carvajal. Zubimendi. Ball lifted in there, headed on. And there's lots of players in there, but it's nowhere near any of them. Livakovic can claim it well. Going to after England's something crickety. Oh no. If it rains, they're out. Well, that is a shame. Sorry, I just really don't like cricket, Gary, but that is awful. Anyway, here's Dani Olmo. Towards Oyarzabal. struggling to hold up to the ball, but he does then get it. It is given as a foul, though. I think he accidentally caught Sutalo there. Anyway, a minute to go here. Fabian. Here's Petkovic. Now Croatia coming forwards. One back by Fabian. Lovromaya. Pasalic. Ball in and it's blocked. And now here comes Spain. Carvajal. Caught there in the challenge. And that will be a Spanish free kick. Yeah, very good start to the tournament for Spain. A disappointing one for Croatia. They'll be hoping to bounce back next week. I believe they play on Thursday. So yeah, they'll be hoping to bounce back in style. Today, though, fairly poor from Croatia. And there we go. That is it for the third match of the Euros. Spain 3, Croatia 0. And yeah, fairly poor showing from Croatia, but a really strong one for Spain. And as that's already one game down for them. They've just got to get a win now against Albania or Italy, and they should be through. So really good start for Spain, and that is laying a marker. A 3-0 win against strong opposition. A very comfortable 3-0 win as well. We're very intrigued to see how far they can go in this tournament. But yeah, we will be back in 45 minutes time for Italy, Albania. In the meantime, enjoy yourselves. See you all in a little bit. But thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you in 45 minutes.